Come in, my child. We mustn't lurk in doorways. It's rude.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best tunes by bad guys in animated films.
Be mine or you will burn.
Number 30, On the Road, Thumbelina.
You sing, hey? You become big star like me. We make big monies together. You make mama rich. You are important person. You are famous. You are a star.
We never knew we needed to see a multi-talented matriarchal Toad, but now we can't get enough. Mrs. Toad may have kidnapped Thumbelina to try and make her part of her entertainment troupe, but her song's so catchy that we can't help but start to root for her.
We are free and independent. We go everywhere and we gacha Gucci all the way. We're gonna teach you how to samba and to ramba y la bamba. Every number Thumbelina say ole!
Voiced by Charo, Mrs. Toad is essentially the Spanish-born television star in cartoon form, complete with a glamorous outfit, makeup, and larger-than-life hair. The number has the perfect combination of whimsy and musicality, making for a completely unforgettable scene. We can't blame the other animals for wanting to get involved as well.
So why be a little fish in little pond when you can go so far beyond?
I think perhaps we make you blonde.
When we get on the road!
Number 29, How Can I Refuse? Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper.
Raise every glass and rouse every cheer. Praise that the reign of Preminger is here.
This villain song is the perfect combination of campy and devious. In this Barbie tale, the scheming Preminger is set on becoming king, no matter what it takes. In How Can I Refuse, he details his plan to manipulate the royal family into complying with his wishes.
Yes, suppose the girl goes missing, so the king says au revoir. Then I find her, bring her back, and make the news. Then the queen will be so grateful that she'll pledge the girl to moi, and I'll humbly tell her, how could I refuse?
Martin Short uses his comedic and musical chops to sell Preminger's sinister flamboyance. The energy builds throughout the number, conveying his growing excitement for his ominous plans. His cronies coming in to provide some comedic relief and hilarious choreography is the cherry on top. How could we possibly refuse it a spot on this list?
So get ready with the roses and stand by with the champagne. When you've got a brilliant plan, you never lose. Yes, before this tactical zombie bigger serenade. It's a thankless job, but how can I refuse?
Number 28. This is the thanks I get. Wish. There's nothing like a bad guy who's convinced he's the victim. Chris Pine voices Magnifico, a king who feels as though his subjects don't respect him, despite granting their wishes.
Give and give and give and give. You'd think they'd all be content. And all I really want is just a little respect. And this is the thanks I get.
Although his vanity is clear to the audience for the whole number, his anger and insecurities escalate as it continues. These themes are literally reflected in the appearance of his reflection as he sings.
See this kingdom, I built it up, and you still complain, ungrateful much. Are you sure that you're not the prob? I'd love to see you try and do my job.
Magnifico's desire for submission and validation leads to his pursuit of darker magic and his descent into madness. The dark lyrics combined with the Number 27, Prince Ali reprise, Aladdin.
Heard your princess was a sight lovely to see.
The first version of this ditty is bright and jovial, which makes this dark reprise all the more unsettling. Jafar's take on the genie's song sees the vizier gleefully exposing Aladdin's lies. He mocks him and reveals his identity.
Yes, meet a blast from your past, whose lies were too good to last. Say hello to your precious Prince Ali!
Or should we say, Aladdin?
It's the moment where everything comes crashing down for our hero, and it's hard not to feel helpless with Aladdin as Jafar shows the true extent of his power. It even ends with a spine-chilling laugh as Jafar closes in on his captives, perfectly punctuating the evil tune and leaving the audience with a sense of dread before the final showdown.
Shalom!
Goodbye, see ya!
Ex-Prince Ali!
Number 26, Crazy Train, Trolls World Tour. A heavy metal song reimagined as a stylized DreamWorks banger? Sign us up! While Ozzy Osbourne's original is unparalleled, Trolls World Tour puts a bit of a twist on the classic hit. From the Mad Max-styled Trolls to Rachel Bloom's immediately recognizable voice, this cover has something for everyone. The edgy yet fun performance is great for kids and adults to bop along to. It's a perfect homage to the music of the 1980s while maintaining a modern sound. And with Bloom's effortless charisma, he might not be the primary antagonist, but King Louie definitely had a memorable song. The orangutan leader in the Jungle Book doesn't sing an outwardly threatening tune.
I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me.
With a funky vibe and jazzy music, I Wanna Be Like You could come off as a harmless bop. In fact, it's so catchy that Baloo can't help but become hypnotized and dance along to the alluring beat.
Get mad, baby.
Louie's desire to learn the secrets of fire from a kidnapped Mowgli is both entertaining and menacing. The entire scene is oozing with charm and personality from every character.
Someone like me can learn to be like someone like me. Take me home, Daddy.
Number 24. The Headless Horsemen, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. If you think of singer Bing Crosby, your first thought may be the holidays, since he's well known for his Christmas hits. However, he also lends his voice to the second segment of The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, a Disney anthology film from 1949. While his narration takes center stage most of the time, the true shining moment is the surprisingly upbeat number, The Headless Horsemen.
They say he's tired of his flaming top. He's got a yen to make a swap. So he rides one night each year to find a head in the hollow here.
Ichabod's reactions to the description of the fearsome character add a lot of humor to the scene. While the threats are mostly exaggerated in it, they come back in the most eerie way possible when the creature is proven to be real. Number 23. The SnowMeiser Song and the Heatmiser Song, The Year Without a Santa Claus.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below.
Each iconic song in this pair could stand alone, but as a duo, they're unforgettable. Snow and Heatmiser are bickering siblings with incredible powers. This means they can't stop throwing shade at each other, while Christmas and global weather patterns hang in the balance. The rivalry results in two unshakable earworms, each with clever lyrics destined to get stuck in your head.
Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch.
He's too much.
Thank you.
Plus, the miniature misers add a humorous element with their line choreography. The end result is a classic Christmas soundtrack, no matter whether you prefer it to be white or green.
All you have to do is compromise. At this time of the year especially, Santa needs some examples of the Christmas spirit, and we must set a good example for the people down there to follow. So boys, please!
Number 22. Pretty Bird, Rio.
I was striking, suave, ambitious, feet to beak, so delicious. Now I'm vile, I am villainous and vicious.
He may be less than 2 feet tall, but Nigel is still an imposing and complex villain. The vicious cockatoo's jealousy stems from having been replaced by a beautiful parakeet in show business. All of this is perfectly summed up by his big number, Pretty Bird. It even takes some unexpected turns, including a surprisingly impressive rap verse.
A feathery freak with a beak, a bird murderer. You think you're better than me? I never heard of ya. I'm evil, I'll fill your cheese balls with weevils. I poop on people and I blame it on seagulls.
The wordplay and fourth wall-breaking humor elevate the entertainment factor. The intimidating display from Nigel definitely manages to achieve its goal of creeping out our heroic birds, and the people watching at home.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you. Shut up now. Shut up! It's just me. I will make you ugly too.
Number 21. Holding Out for a Hero, Shrek II.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to dedicate this song to Princess Fiona and Prince Shrek.
Most of us grew up believing that fairy godmothers were good, pure creatures who would always protect good over evil. But then Shrek 2 came in hot and shattered those illusions, giving us the meanest, most two-faced fairy godmother ever. She may be rotten to her core, but we can't deny that she knows how to work a stage. Still, she's not entertaining us out of the goodness of her heart when she theatrically belts out this classic tune.
Where the mountains meet the heavens above, and where the lightning splits the sea, I could swear there is someone somewhere watching me.
No, she's trying to make sure that Charming, who's pretending to be Shrek, ends up with Fiona. The irony of the song choice certainly isn't lost on us, and neither are her cruel intentions. But we also can't help but jam along. Number 20. Big and Loud, Cats Don't Dance. You know a villainous tune is good when it has a reprise, and that's exactly what we get here. This number requires 2 sections to fully shine, and we're definitely not complaining.
They like it big, they like it loud, maybe a little bit jazzy sometimes.
Darla Dimple may be adorable, but she's far from being a sweet, innocent child. The song's first part sees her singing to Danny, and it's jazzy, secretly malicious, and addictive. But she drops the facade after he leaves, and that's when things get super real.
I didn't get where I am today by letting myself get pushed around.
The second part of the track makes it clear that the only person she's interested in helping is herself. Everyone else is in for a scheme of epic proportions. You know what they say, Hollywood's a ruthless business.
They're gonna fall big. Shut Max.
Number 19. No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Swan Princess. You would think turning Odette into a swan would be enough, but Rothbart isn't going to stop there because he can't have anything or anybody breaking the curse. That means making sure Derek doesn't declare a vow of everlasting love to Odette at the upcoming ball.
I can't wait to watch their poor hearts breaking. So much for politically correct.
And what would an evil plot be without a musical number to accompany it? Set against a cheery backdrop, No More Mr. Nice Guy puts Rothbart's dark magic front and center, as he uses it to make his henchwoman Bridget look like Odette.
Up to no good, I love plotting, 'cause I'm so good when I'm rotten. No more Mr. Nice Guy, wait and see.
He's confident, determined, and utterly creepy in the best way. He was never really Mr. Nice Guy to begin with, but... Number 18. Savages, Pocahontas. If you weren't scared of Governor Ratcliffe when he sang Mine, 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 chances are you got spooked when Savages started. And we don't blame you, because it's addictive and frightening all at once.
What can you expect from filthy little heathens? Here's what you get when races are diverse.
Ratcliffe convinces his fellow settlers that war is the only option, and the frenzy just keeps building from there. Meanwhile, the Powhatan people prepare to fight.
They're savages, savages.
Barely even human.
Savages, savages.
Killers at the core.
Pretty soon, the two groups' voices merge into one as they utter the words to this battle cry. The fiery visuals further drive the point home, making each lyric feel more pointed and deadly. The result is a number that fills us with a sense of dread, and only Pocahontas' determination to save John Smith can calm us down.
It's the death of all I love, carrying the drumming love.
Number 17. How Bad Can I Be? The Lorax. The Lorax acts as a cautionary tale, showing viewers exactly what can happen when humans put personal interests above the planet's well-being. And perhaps nowhere is that message more obvious than in this track.
Everybody out there, you take care of yours, and me, I'll take care of mine. Shake that bottom line.
As the Onceler justifies his actions in the flashback, it becomes increasingly clear what happens when profit is deemed more important than the environment. The scariest part of all is that harmful acts of pollution were framed as something normal and necessary, as opposed to villainous.
The animal that wins gotta scratch and fight and claw and bite and punch. And the animal that doesn't, well, the animal that doesn't winds up someone else's lunch.
It's this disconnect that makes How Bad Can I Be so harrowing. The lyrics, juxtaposed with the dark visuals, answer the title question. And the number is sure to stop and make anybody think.
How bad? How bad can this possibly be?
Number 16. The World's Greatest Criminal Mind, The Great Mouse Detective. Whether or not Ratigan is actually the world's greatest criminal mind is debatable, especially given the fate he suffers at the end of the movie. But we can all likely agree that he's among the most terrifying and musically gifted criminal minds in animated movie history.
My earlier crimes were fine for their times, but now that I'm at it again,
an even grimmer plot has been simmering in my great criminal brain.
The elegant bad guy takes us through some of his past schemes and guarantees that what's coming next will outshine them all. And he's a pretty persuasive creature.
And now, as you were singing...
Even louder, we'll shout it. No one can doubt what we know you can do.
Watching him seamlessly switch gears between that deadly interlude and the number's extravagant finish always sends shivers down our spines. Oh, Ratigan, your bragging about the crime to top all crimes has given us a villain song we won't soon forget.
Ratigan! Ratigan! Hey! The world's greatest criminal mind!
Number 15. Love is an Open Door, Frozen. Who doesn't love a good, honest love song? Well, apparently, Hans isn't a huge fan, because he had no problem using one to lie to Anna and move his plan along.
But with you,
I found my place.
I see your face,
and it's nothing like I've ever known before.
Now, of course, the tune itself is infectious and fun-filled, which makes the fact that he's secretly playing a game that much harder to digest. We can't exactly blame Anna for believing him and getting swept up in the moment. If we're being honest, we did too.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye to the pain of the past. We don't have to feel it anymore.
Sure, we thought they were moving a little fast, but it seemed like standard Disney fare. This song is a huge part of what makes the reveal that Hans is actually a villain so shocking. That's why it's so disturbingly effective.
Life can be so much more with you. Love is an open door.
Number 14. Toxic Love, FernGully, The Last Rainforest. Freed from the tree that served as his prison, the dark spirit Hexus sings this despicable ode to sweet, sweet destruction.
I do believe we are destined to be soulmates.
His enthusiasm for diesel clouds and noxious muck shows how much he relishes watching humans ruin the environment, in a way that's almost sensual.
Oil and grime, poison sludge, diesel clouds and noxious muck.
For this villain, destroying nature is intoxicating, pun intended. Of course, the song's excellence owes a lot to Hexus's vocal actor, the legendary Tim Curry.
Slime beneath me, slime up above. Ooh, you love my toxic love.
Curry has had plenty of experience portraying diabolical and eccentric characters, and was the perfect choice to put a little extra oomph in this twisted love song serenading environmental ruin. Number 13. Oogie Boogie Song, The Nightmare Before Christmas. If we ever met Santa Claus, we'd probably jump for joy and offer him a cozy seat along with some milk and cookies. But Oogie Boogie isn't really the Christmas type. Not only does he keep Santa in uncomfortable and restrictive positions, but he rips him to shreds with this track.
He's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first.
The bearded fellow tries his best to be let go, but to no avail. Oogie Boogie has no trouble asserting his dominance, towering over Santa both literally and figuratively as he sings this zippy tune.
It's much more fun, I must confess, with lives on the line. Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy. Now that'd be just fine.
His energy and assurance take things to the next level, making the Grinch seem like a delight in comparison. Oogie Boogie's song really is the stuff of nightmares, and we love it.
It's hopeless. You're finished. You haven't got a prayer. 'Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.
Number 12. Shiny, Moana. We know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but Tamatoa is just so shiny we can't help ourselves. That, combined with his bold and saucy attitude, infuses this musical number with irresistible wit and pizzazz.
Fish are dumb, they chase anything that glitters. Beginners. Oh, and here they come to the brightest thing that glitters.
He doesn't hold back, and it's fabulous. Yes, he's trying to take Moana and Maui down, but he's also giving them a show. Shiny is a tantalizing piece that's as grand and enticing as they come.
I'll never hide, I can't, I'm too shiny. Watch me dazzle like a diamond in the rough. Strut my stuff is so shiny.
It's no wonder the song's official video has been viewed over 500 million times on YouTube. If Tamatoa ever decides to switch career paths, we're sure Broadway would be happy to have him. We just have one question. Who is his jeweler, and can we please get their number?
You'll never be quite as shiny. You wish you were nice and shiny.
Number 11. Cruella DeVille, 101 Dalmatians. Roger Radcliffe has been looking for lyrics for his new song, and he may have found the perfect inspiration. The devil woman herself, Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille. That's it.
Cruella DeVille, Cruella DeVille. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
Along with a smooth tempo and sinister rhythm, the lyrics don't pull any punches, describing Cruella as an evil, malevolent creature. Roger was always suspicious about her, and it turns out he and his jazzy heckling were right on the ball.
She's like a spider waiting for the kill.
Roger,
Look
she'll
out
hear
for
you.
Cruella DeVille.
The ultimate kicker is that Roger's mocking tune becomes a big hit and makes his family more money than he could have imagined. On top of that, it serves as a delightful roasting of an iconic villain.
Let her in, Nanny.
Anita, darling.
How are you?
Miserable, darling, as usual, perfectly wretched.
Number 10. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea.
It's the despicable track we always look forward to during the holidays. As we watch the Grinch performing his sinister schemes, we're treated to this fun and catchy little tune where every verse roasts the green trickster in every way imaginable.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
Written by Dr. Seuss himself, the lyrics don't hold back as they describe how deplorable, disgusting, and dastardly our leading character is. And yet, we still can't help but love him. This devilishly enjoyable Christmas tune is made even better thanks to the deep bass voice of Thurl Ravenscroft. While other versions of the song definitely brought something unique, It's hard to hold a candle to the original tune that made insulting scoundrels so much fun. Number 9. My Lullaby, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
I've been exiled, persecuted, left alone with no defense. When I think of what that brute did, I get a little tense.
While living up to Scar's Be Prepared may seem like an impossible task, the antagonist of The Lion King 2 manages to give it a run for its money. The vengeful Mother Zira gleefully plots to harm Simba and start a war in My Lullaby.
Trouble is, I know it's petty, but I hate to let them live.
So you found yourself somebody who'll chase Simba up a tree.
Oh, the battle may be bloody, but that kind of works for me.
While she claims to want her son Kovu to take the role of king, it's clear that she wants that power for herself. Her twisted motivation can be seen through the dramatic lighting and theatricality, which also harkens back to Be Prepared. The number really allows Zira's wickedness to shine.
Then our flag will fly against a blood-red sky. That's my lullaby.
Number 8. Playing with the Big Boys, The Prince of Egypt. Upon his return to Egypt, Moses demonstrates the power of his God to Pharaoh Ramesses II.
Behold, the power of God.
Wow, impressive.
More amused than frightened, Ramesses has high priests Hotep and Hoi show him what their gods are capable of.
So you think you've got friends in high places, with the power to put us on the run.
Well, forgive us these smiles on our faces. You'll know what power is when we are done.
Their demonstration is a confident, intimidating spectacle of smoke and mirrors, magic tricks, and creative wordplay, set to Middle Eastern-tinged music. Hotep and Hoi are certain that their deities reign supreme over anyone Moses chooses to follow, and have no qualms trying to knock him down a few pegs.
Stop this foolish mission! What's a true magician?
Give an exhibition how.
Pick up your silly twig, boy.
You're playing with the big boys now.
Of course, their attempts to undercut Moses are in vain, but at least they know how to dazzle with their oversized egos and pulse-pounding imagery. Number 7. Gaston, Beauty and the Beast.
There's no man in town as admired as you. You're everyone's favorite guy. Everyone's awed and inspired by you, and it's not very hard to see why.
No one sings their own praises like Gaston. After being embarrassed by Belle, LeFou tries to cheer Gaston up by leading a lively waltz in the bar. The lyrics, of course, regaling the crowd with how amazing he is.
No one's been like Gaston, big like Gaston. No one's got us well cleft in his jib like Gaston.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating.
I want a guy like Gaston.
It certainly does the trick of lifting Gaston's spirits and stroking his ego. But then it shifts into him plotting out how to make Belle marry him, and the townsfolk still cheer him on. Guess it just goes to show that you can get away with anything if you have a catchy enough song and a charismatic personality.
For this no one is burly and brawny.
As you see, I've got biceps to spare.
Not a bit of him scraggly or scrawny.
That's right, and every last inch of me's covered with hair.
No wonder the villagers were so willing to join Gaston's little manhunt with the mob song. Number 6. In the Dark of the Night, Anastasia.
Now my dark purpose will be fulfilled, and the last of the Roman horse will die!
His power restored, Rasputin is more eager than ever to eliminate the last surviving member of the Romanov family, Anastasia. With the help of a chorus of insects, he sings out his goal for vengeance with a hellish theatrical rock anthem as he prepares for his ultimate scheme.
I was once the most mystical man in all Russia.
When the royals betrayed me, they made a mistake. Whoa. My curse made each of them pay, but one little girl got away. Little Anya, beware, Rasputin's awake.
The haunting choir and driving rhythm adds a nice level of zest to this track, adding a frightening chill and renewed fear for Anya's safety. While Christopher Lloyd, Rasputin's voice actor, didn't provide the vocals, his singing stand-in Jim Cummings does a phenomenal job of carrying the tune and really capturing the Dark Wizard's depraved obsession with settling the score.
In the dark of the night, terror will strike her.
Terror's the least I can do.
In the dark of the night, evil will rule.
Soon she will feel that her nightmares are real.
In the dark of the night,
she'll be through.
Number 5. Mother Knows Best, Tangled. Empty nest syndrome is a real thing, but Gothel's not Rapunzel's mother, she's her kidnapper. And she's not trying to protect her by keeping her locked inside the tower either. She's only interested in the blonde hair's magical properties. Of course, she can't tell Rapunzel, who's longing to head outside any of that. That's where Mother Knows Best comes in.
Take it from your mumsy, on your own you won't survive. Sloppy, underdressed, immature, clumsy, please, they'll eat you up alive.
Gothel takes the age-old adage and pairs it with a stimulating melody in an attempt to spook the wanderlust right out of Rapunzel.
Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes, the plague. No. Yes.
The number plays out within the tower, which is already jail-like enough as it is. Yet the song makes the space feel even more suffocating with its faux caring nature and alarmist lyrics. It's absolutely petrifying, and we're seriously impressed.
Don't forget it, you regret it. Mother knows best.
Number 4. Friends on the Other Side, The Princess and the Frog. It takes a charismatic song to sway someone into a deal with the devil, and Keith David definitely nails it as Dr. Facilier.
Don't you disrespect me, little man. Don't you derogate or deride. You're in my world now, not your world. And I got friends on the other side.
He lures Prince Naveen and Lawrence into his home with a sinister, jazzy beat that sends shivers down your spine, promising that he can fulfill all their wishes.
I can read your future. I can change it around some too. I look deep into your heart and soul. You do have a soul, don't you, Lawrence? Make your wildest dreams come true.
When they have a deal, everything explodes into a demonic, colorful extravaganza as Naveen is turned into a frog. Evil or not, the Shadow Man definitely knows how to put on a show, with one of the most haunting, toe-tapping numbers of all time.
Just a little more time! I promise I'll pay your back! I promise!
Number 3. Poor Unfortunate Souls, The Little Mermaid.
I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch.
Remember that deal with the devil issue we talked about? Well, the same rules apply under the sea. Ariel takes that risk when she goes to Ursula's grotto for a chance to be with the human she loves. The sea witch tempts the naive mermaid with a slow, gothic tune claiming that she only wants to help, but the menacing undertones and music arrangements say otherwise.
Poor unfortunate souls, in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed.
That uneasy feeling only gets worse when the song's pace picks up and eventually explodes into a terrifying eruption of colors as the deal is made. She may be deceitful, but we can't deny that Ursula knows how to do business, with a Broadway and burlesque flair.
Come on, you poor unfortunate soul! Go ahead, make your choice. I'm a very busy woman and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much, just your voice.
Number 2. Be Prepared, The Lion King. Scar has a plan to commit his most despicable act ever so that he can finally be crowned king, and he'll need the help of his army of hyenas.
What are you supposed to do? Kill Mufasa?
Precisely.
How does he motivate them? Why, with an intense and conniving anthem that doubles as a declaration of war, of course. The song is so powerful that Scar's actor, Jeremy Irons, actually developed vocal problems during recording, leaving Jim Cummings to bring it home. And boy, does he deliver.
I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously square. Be prepared.
Couple that with malevolent lighting and colors, and imagery straight out of the Third Reich, and we're left with the ultimate villainous musical number.
Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bad. Be prepared. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bad. Be prepared.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Hellfire, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of the most risque Disney films of all time, tackling subjects such as religious hypocrisy, ethnic persecution, and lust. Fun for the whole family, right? We see these themes beautifully displayed in Judge Frollo's captivating song Hellfire.
Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd.
Here, Frollo confronts his inner demons, trying to justify his horrific actions by blaming them all on Esmeralda, the woman of his sinful desires.
Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there, why her smoldering eyes still scorch my soul.
The horrific imagery perfectly matches his twisted mindset, while the haunting music, complete with a hellish choir, chills viewers to the bone.
Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin.
Which animated villain song gives you the shivers? Let us know in the comments below.
Sweet nightmares.
Not cool, man. Scary, but not cool.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.